backfire. It's an incredibly offensive item, but if you just get global, then Delina gets a decent amount of farm. She can just blow you up instantly.
As your judgment at this place, God, he's got a decent amount of farm net worth-wise. He's actually second behind the Queen of Pain. Is this enough of a close gap for God to go for an Orchid of his own?
No, I think that as soon as he sees S4 have the Oblivion Staff, he should get something like the Yules. He's pretty far behind right now. If he rushes her for the Orchid, he's going to be probably 3 or 4 minutes behind, and they can't afford to just stay static on the map for 3 or 4 minutes without farming at all. And I just think it's more important for G to have that defensive capability in case he decides to go in, especially for the late game when the Queen of Pain eventually gets something like a BKB, and you can't just rely on the global silence.
Now, pushing down that bottom tower has actually opened the enemy jungle up to Team Secret. As you can see, Rise utilizing that one quite efficiently. We also saw Puppey and S4.
They're going to dive top.
Taking some of it. Jump in, Fisher leading the way. RTZ looks like he's going to be popped here. They use the global silence just to make sure God is going to be fine. S4 comes in, silenced up. G does have enough for a TP out, and there's no stuns coming out from Team Secret. So free kill and a walk away from VP.
Yeah, and that's huge because how often do we see RTZ at 0-3-3 right now? At this phase of the game, VP are finally one of the few teams to really just take it to him and contest that safe laner. Luna's a hero that's kind of similar to Gyrocopter, but at the same time, there's a lot of limitations. The hero relies on being able to 5-man group up, and he just doesn't have the farm to be able to do so. And oh, this is going to be sick timing right now because if S4 dies to this is going to slow him down so much.
Yank comes in, they manage to get the Fisher just ahead of the jump, double drops, but still not enough. S4 manages to get the blink away. It felt like it was going to be a really tough, like VP had to combo that perfectly. Fisher into both the familiars and the Echo Slam to follow it up, and that just didn't quite happen. Arteezy, he's smoked up. He actually runs into FNG here. They know someone is around. Meanwhile, S4 still managed to pick up the kill there on the Visage. Going back to that bottom lane, though, the Laguna Blade getting put out on Zai, brings him a little low. God has a lot of mana, jump for it, and will start going for Arteezy, locking him down. Beautiful choice. They do not want to let Arteezy get off his ultimate.
And that's a 4th death for Arteezy, and although S4 is snowballing really hard on this Queen of Pain, it's still a Queen of Pain. One of the limitations of the heroes, and what it makes it kind of more as like your strong hero, which is getting a lot of farm, is that she still doesn't have a lot of HP, and if you feed a 5-0 spree to somebody like a Stormstrider, all of a sudden they jump ahead of you. Right. So he has to be so careful about how he dives, and there's a lot of different heroes on the side of VP that can punish him. There's Global Silence, DK Phobos is getting closer and closer to his Blink Dagger. He has to be really careful at this phase of the game.
Despite what Kuro was doing there, he was actually stopping his wards from attacking the Tier 1 tower with Catapult. It still brings it into the deny range, and Illidan will deny that tower. Secret also got the top tower in the process. Illidan, then, of course, was able to farm up those wards. Looks like he's going to be farming up the Rod of Atos, just like we saw from last game.
It's looking more and more likely that she is just going to go for the Bloodstone, but I would really just prefer him to go for even something like the Orchid or the Yule Scepter. He's just going to notice that S4 has such a quick Orchid. It's alright, it's done at 13 minutes. Actually sub 13 minute Orchid right now, and this is just going to terrorize VP because there's very little that they can do to counter it. G's going to die right here.
Yeah, they jump in, already slowing him down with the silence there. They should be able to pick up the kill. Search, run forward, and sure enough, the Orchid pops. And G does go down. So now that they see that Orchid, it's been revealed. We said there was very little options that VP have to deal with an Orchid at this timing. What is one of the things that they can do?
They just kind of have to play the guessing game. Like, you counter-initiate wherever S4 decides to go.
Oh, Kuro. They needed a Fisher. There it is. DK Phobos finds it at the tail end of... He's actually going to get close to that Blink Dagger, which could be one of the ways they counter.
Oh, S4 is going to kill...
Yeah, they're going to try and chase him down, run him down the last right click. He managed to get him. DK Phobos running forward with the Echo Slam and slow down Puppey. In chance... Oh, no. He stunned up Arteezy from that Lucent Beam. And the Glimmer Cape picked up by Puppey allows him to get out. I was going to talk about that. The Glimmer Cape, in conjunction with the mech, will give a lot of teamfight possibilities for Secret for some of their squishier heroes like Queen of Pain and Luna.
Yeah, at this point, Puppey is just kind of using the black hole as a threat more than actually using it. Use it in the early game a few times because you don't want the cooldown up. Because it's kind of pointless to just hold on to it in the hopes that you get into a 5-man fight. Using it for pickoffs is perfectly fine, but in this phase of the game, you're just using the Glimmer Cape.
Uh-oh, FNG runs right into S4. God's going to be there. He will have their turnaround. They need the familiars to drop. Global Silence going to come up as well, and S4 will go down with the help of FNG's nukes. Incredibly important kill. Will slow down the Queen of Pain, and on the plus side, that FNG barely survives as well.
And that just gives G 800 gold. He's going to go for the Bloodstone right now. And I think this is just in response to the fact that he thinks the Global Silence is enough to lock him down. Also, he's got the Earthshaker with a Blink Dagger nearly completed, so he just wants to play for the ultra late game. There can be some repercussions for it if he decides to farm out solo, but this just means that he has to focus on his own jungle.
DK Phobos with the Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring build will spend a lot of his time farming up the jungle. He just needs another 400 gold or so, and he will have that Blink Dagger. Very critical for them to continue to shut down Arteezy, as well as pick off the squishier S4 Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Arteezy's still incredibly underfarmed right now. It's hard for him to just static farm in the jungle, or even do the Ancients, because he doesn't have Lifesteal or anything like that. They probably need something like a Smoked Roshan, and then drop the Mass Serpent Wards for it, for them to be able to get sufficiently ahead. So what I'd like to see right now is them just go for the Roshan, as fast as they can, drop the Serpent Wards, and rely on the fact that there's no Global Silence, and that's exactly what they go for.
Yeah, but the ward is there. Barely spotted out some of the Team Secret heroes, but it was there. And the smoke up, this could be a prime opportunity for VP. This actually beautiful Fisher block, keeping two away from the Roshan pit, to kind of separating these heroes, dodging around Puppey as best as possible, and try and pop Kuro. God jumps in, going for that one. Laguna Blade gets laid out. They manage to bring a couple heroes low. God gets away with that Orchid. Oh, there goes FNG, getting blown up by S4's ultimate. Gets Illidan on the side as well as he blinks forward. Now the Black Hole controlling God while they finish up more heroes. Lil managed to get Arteezy towards the end as he's being chased down. God jumps forward ahead of S4, trying to get out of this one, but the Malphus is there, stunning him up. Uses Soul Ring for the last bit of jump. There's an Invis room, but he can't quite get there in time. S4 will get the kill, triple for him. In the meantime, Zai brought a little low, but Lil did manage to get away with DK Phobos.
And that was just really good team play by Secret. They help each other out for as long as possible. It takes way too long for Crow to die, and I think they just entered the Roche pit again. They didn't even drop the wards the first time around. Arteezy's about to respawn in 6 seconds. This is an easy go for them, and you have to go for this objective if you're Secret. It's just so much safer. Arteezy, you can't just expect him to farm for the next 4 or 5 minutes to catch up. You just have to start taking objectives.
DK Phobos, he's already making his way to the Roshan pit. He's so close to that Blink Dagger. Zai's actually incredibly low. He's at 250 HP. If Roshan hits him once right here, almost getting it. They need just a long-range nuke. FNG, he gets it. Lil, with the one familiar, jumps inside the pit, gets that kill. Now FNG, kind of stuck here. Puppey's actually going to be silenced up. Global Silence on top of that one. Illidan really wants this kill, but the Glimmer Cape's keeping him alive. Meanwhile, S4, he's inside the pit against Roshan. Mano a mano, but he's got to blink away. Arteezy, he turns around. He doesn't have the ultimate. No defensive measures once here. He gets taken out for the 6th time this game in 17 minutes. And Roshan down to 2k HP. Team Secret, looks like they're just going to have to give this one up.
Oh, this is going to be so awful if they lose this. G's about to get a Aegis right now. It's so low. It's so hard for them to kill him in the first place. They have to commit so much to it. And VP, I don't know how they did it that second time around, but they managed to snag the Aegis. And
the Global Silence still being up for Illidan, I think, is what gave them so many opportunities. And now they've just got huge upgrades in their next teamfight potential. I mean, G having that Aegis, allowing him to be able to jump in and murder one person and bounce back up, knowing he has that second life to rely upon. And you also have the Blink Dagger now for DK Phobos with a level 2 Echo Slam on top. Prime opportunity for VP to really take control of this map now.
Yeah, Secret just need to build up some sort of net worth on their core heroes. If you're taking a look right now, Arteezy is below the Darkseer net worth. He's just at 4k at 18 minutes into the game. He's got absolutely nothing, and there's no real prospects for anything either. There's some Ancient stacks, but how in the world is he ever going to go for them at this point in the game?
Yeah, and then we go back to the fact that Queen of Pain is still, as your mid, yes, you can be a dominant force in the mid game, but ultimately you cannot take that carry role simply because you're too squishy, right? Especially with all the great initiation and lockdown from VP. That Queen of Pain is not going to be a reliable one position, so they have to get Arteezy farmed somehow, but this is really the best time for VP to get aggressive and try and limit some of the towers on this map. Grouping up right now in the middle lane. Solar Crest already for Lil on top of everything else. Talk about a little bit the choices now of Visages. You're seeing this a lot. Completing the Solar Crest instead of going for the earlier Aghanim set.
It's just really reliable. It helps so much. The amount of armor that you can 10 armor, that's pretty ridiculous. It's like a double Deso. And they're going to smoke for this. This is a really easy move by VP to make. G's got the Aegis. You want to start building up the Bloodstone charges while you can, and they know that Secret are...
Find Puppey, leading in with the Blink Dagger. Glimmer Cape helping him out, but the dust is there, and Puppey will end up going down. Team Secret, no response from them. They just have to go for sacrificial plays, give up one hero, and try and split push as best as possible because VP are really in their prime right now.
Yeah, there's almost no way that you want to engage VP in a straight up fight. G's got an Aegis, Illidan's got his global silence up at this point. Arteezy has nothing. You just have to wait for pickoffs, and it's really going to come down to what S4 can accomplish. He's been brilliant all game. Throughout this tournament, he's had his weak moments, but in this game especially, he's just been dominant. But it's going to be rough because even with the BKB, the global silence is a threat.
They've already got 9 Bloodstone charges on the Storm Spirit. You can kind of assume that the Aegis is going to allow him to pick up another one sometime soon. Should they actually 5-man into tier 2 towers right now, or is that too risky?
You can, but there's still a lot of potential for Secret to win the fight. You don't quite know what everybody from Secret has when it comes to items, so it's risky.
Fisher slowing down Kuro's retreat there. We also have a very interesting item choice. Puppey went for the Glimmer Cape first. Still no BKB, still no Blink Dagger, nothing like the traditional items of an Enigma. He goes for the Vanguard instead, which I'm presuming, I mean, this is going to be built into a Crimson Guard, I guess.
Yeah, it's really good against the Visage. There's not a whole lot of right-click physical damage from VP. I actually think it makes a lot of sense. Puppey's a 3-time TI finalist. Who am I to question what he's going to go for in a situation like this? Because in my brain, it just makes perfect sense.